versus to hit, that sort of thing. Hey, Gabriel.
It is, and I'm one of them would argue, I guess because I grew up with it, that's part of its charm. I like being able to grab different dice to do different things.
Yeah, I'm on board. I just, my face-to-face games, I have some players that are only familiar with modern systems, and I always have to basically preface, all right, here's what we're rolling, and here's what you want, because it's just hard for new folks to keep straight.
Yeah, because they've been playing something with a five mechanic.
Yep.
Like you only use 2d10s, or you only use 2d6.
Sure.
2d6 though is interesting. Classic Traveler, I've been playing that, and I really like the bell curve or the probability spread of 2d6. Mostly because I've played way too much craps, and I just know the fucking odds and percentage on the top of my head. Gabriel's nodding his head like, yeah. That damn craps table. All right. You guys ready to go, right? So the Atacorn offers to, her name is Violet, the young girl that you have. You're going into dangerous places. You sure you don't want me to look after her well-being?
I think it's going to be a no, but hey, Gabriel, did you happen to catch up on what happened last time, or do we need to give a quick summary?
Yeah, a quick summary would be...
All right. I'll do my best, unless you want to do it, Jay.
I know. I like the players to talk to each other as much.
Cool. So, oh man, I feel like a lot happened last time. So we, after everybody got out of the previous dungeon encounter, we were looking for a place to rest. We ended up hitting up this tower, and we thought we could just get some shelter there. And we encountered these weird children that were under the influence of some weird bird monster thing.
Raggedy Bones or something.
Yeah. So we tried to keep it as wholesome as we could, trying to get the children out of this situation. We ended up fighting the monster, and he ran off. So then we took it upon ourselves to try to get these children back to one of the cities. On the way back, we ran into like an angry mob that I lacked a little bit of the history on, but basically they were for who was like the leader guy who's a werewolf, or leader guy whose right hand man was a werewolf or whatever.
Yeah.
So we kind of got out of that by they saw the two children, and like one of the militia guys was their father or uncle or something, I forget. But so we kind of got out of that, but Lebetard did cause the werewolf to transform, and it ran off into the woods. So all the people freaked out, and they eventually let us go. But I think there's still a concern with us showing back up into, let's see, do I have a note of what town that was?
Petit Champ.
Yep. And then, so we decided to avoid town. We have one child to return, and she is with us, and we ended up going into the woods. We heard weird music that we tried to avoid, and ultimately stumbled on it anyway. Out of the game, it feels like the music kind of influenced us showing up at this thing's house, and it is like this goat creature that has a horn with a string, and he has a bow, and it seems like plays creepy music, and he's trying very hard to get us to leave the girl with him, and he has said that he will let us go essentially if we bring him threads from the cloak of
eight threads of the Pale Knight's cloak.
Yeah, which we don't fully know what that means quite yet, but we are basically picking right back up outside this creature's hovel, where he's essentially forced, like we can't escape. Every time we try to leave, we end up back at his place. And I think we've begrudgingly agreed to go pursue whatever these threads are from the Pale Knight's cloak.
Okay, got it. And it's some kind of fawn.
Yeah, it's a goat thing.
Mule-headed. It was a mule-like thing. I posted a
I watched
Discord.
Yeah, I think we're a hard no on leaving the kid with him though.
Okay.
It's a bad idea.
It's giving the kid as an insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the kid's worth some bank. It's got wealthy parents. We're trying to get like 5K gold out of the parents. So that's our idea anyway.
Yep, that's why they have the kid. They were able to figure out and recognize that she comes from a wealthy family from Lafreniere.
Okay. So,
and she's been missing for months. And there's a reward.
So we're lost somewhere in the greater Averroin forest.
You're not lost because La Bâtarde, at least during the night, has unerring direction on a starlit night. So you were tracking straight for Lafreniere through the woods, like 8 miles through the woods, and then you've run into this creature that's kind of trapped you in an enchantment that you, every time you try to leave, you eventually come back to his door, to his cabin. And so he's made a bargain with you guys.
Well, it's only 8 miles. What if we just booted it to a castle, just drop the kid off?
Well, I think we tried to leave once, right? And we ended up following some odd train tracks that came back here for some reason.
Every time you try to leave, you come back to his cabin. He won't let you go until you bring back the 8 threads from the Pale Knight's cloak.
And we thought about throwing down, but given its weird magic thing, I think we were a little bit hesitant. And then also, I'm still hesitant without a beefy paladin in front of us at the moment.
Yeah, we're a ragtag team here,
Okay.
And he points you in the direction. He says the trail's not hard to follow. You should find the Pale Knight's palace.
What's his name?
In a half-hour walk.
What's his name? The dude. What's the mule guy's name?
He does have a name. He calls himself Farthignai.
All right, I'm going to say to Farthignai. Say, Farthignai, can we have your assurance that if we leave this young girl with you, that you will not harm her and take care of her to the best of your ability?
On my honor, of course.
He has no honor. He is not letting us go. I don't think we should leave the kid here, man.
He's got motivations, Just because your parents don't let you out to play doesn't mean they're bad people.
My bond as a creature of fairy will cement my commitment. It's not good. It's not good for creatures of fairy to break promise bonds because bad things usually follow. The balance of chaos and chaos writes itself.
So what's the relation of Rom'Myr with the Pale Knight? Is there any grudge between them? Or it's a place?
Yeah, I don't like him. He says, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's not from around here.
So he's a xenophobe.
And he's always snooping and watching.
So is he alone in that place? Is he alone in that place? What can you tell us about the place?
Being a master of darkness, of course, he's drawn some of the more horrid creatures around him. But aside from that, he resides in this ruined palace.
The better we can accomplish our mission and bring you the threats. So anything you can provide us?
He always wears his cloak.
Okay.
How powerful is he? How does he vanquish his enemies?
He's very vain. So he's the Farthignai says flattery is probably his biggest weakness.
Do you know what things he like, for example? Maybe we can go there and bring him a gift.
He likes young children.
Yeah.
Take,
So I say to the little girl, hey, little girl, do you mind if we just leave you here with this big mule-headed music playing guy?
yeah, she doesn't want to leave you guys.
Get the pale knight. You mind if that would be good, right? The mule guy's cool.
I think so too. She seems a good judge of character, even though it sounds like there's risk in bringing her too. Like I don't think we should.
Are we using her as a bait with the pale knight? I don't know.
At least we lose the option if we leave her.
Yeah.
Like there's already risk in both leaving her and bringing her, but we might have more options if we just bring her along.
Okay, I'm in.
Also, who knows? Maybe once we're in the Pale Knight's territory or whatever, we might have some other means of just leaving.
Okay. So Victoria is coming with you, or Violet. Violet is coming. Mossy trail, stout, thick leaf. Well, I guess it's autumn, so the leaves are on the ground. Thick oaks. Starts to turn into a little rocky trail and starts to descend between two ridges, like hogbacks, I guess they're called. I know them as hogbacks, that create a gore, really kind of a steep hollow. A green mist is beginning to float along on the ground, and you come to the palace. It can only be described as a ruined pile built in the side of a broken outcrop of granite covered with moss, lichen, and ancient trees. The entrance is cored out of the granite that the palace sits on. High up, you're looking at the front. You can tell you're looking at the front. High up, the second story is a collapsing balcony. You can see an intact tower rises up from the rear, and the trees hang tight and close. And it looks like it's been abandoned for centuries. There used to be a stream or a river that kind of made a moat which ran under a bridge. But it's been diverted by a large berm acting as a levee. It has, what's it made out of blocks? It has 8 stout stakes buried deep. And this forms a solid retaining wall. On the bridge that goes over this dry riverbed, is a armored, looks like an armored knight on a black charger. And asks your business.
Is he wearing a cloak?
He is not. The knight is full helmed and wearing plate. He's got a lance, he's on a black charger, and has a broadsword and a battered scabbard at its side. So full helmed, you can't see his face.
Well, I raise my hand. I hold up my hand, my one hand without a weapon, and I say, "We come to call in the court of the Pale Knight."
To visit the Pale Knight, you must prove yourself worthy. And that requires a test of honor. Is there a noble born amongst you who will tilt with me?
I am, but any of you guys like nobility?
I am. A fair joust.
I just say, look, I am, the son of, I forget what castle, 1,000 Towers or something like that. And
that's the name of the country. The land of 1,000 Towers is the country.
All right, so I say, I come from the land of 1,000 Towers. My father is Jared the Strong. He is a nobleman of the Dulcinea clan, and I step forward. Why not, guys? You guys got to back me up on this one.
The knight says, "I see you have no horse. I can accommodate. And he drops from his horse, smacks it aside, and tosses the lance down. Man to man it is. First touch. Shall we play to first touch?
Yeah, let's play a little touch jousting. I like that. Oh, Jesus.
Roll for initiative.
I got a 6.
I'm going to pace around nervously and just kind of circle around.
First.
And maybe kind of end up behind the knight.
Well,
in case.
Seeing how I'm playing, touch nightball, I'm going to swing around with the hammer side of the blade,
Yep, this is dueling to like first touch as opposed to first blood that doesn't cause any damage.
Okay, so I guess I just didn't do my best, right? I take my swing. I roll an 11.
You guys are prancing around, feinting and stabbing, looking for each other's, taking each other's measure, and you easily turn aside a flurry of broadsword.
All right, so initiative. Let's do this thing. I got a 1. I roll a 3. Not working here. I got a +1 attack bonus though.
That's good.
1.
Initiative again, 2. Okay.
That's not good.
17. Aha! First touch. I win. How about we up the stakes? Double or nothing. I'll let you pass. We'll go for first blood, drawing first blood.
I mean, what are my choices here? You guys. Yeah, let's do it. Gabriel, are you ready? Are you here? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Get ready, because this might get ugly. All right, initiative. 5.
Okay.
16.
No, he got a 3.
+1.
That's a hit.
Okay.
So first blood is just 1 point of damage. Is when we're doing it. So
it's all hammer damage. I'm just taking it easy right now.
On him. Ah! I let my guard down for an instant. And you scored a hit.
Well, the hidden
No one scores a hit on me. We'll go again. This time, it's all or nothing. And he grips his broadsword in 2 hands.
That wasn't the agreement.
I just
and goes at
put out this dude. I thought we had a deal. I'm just gonna step back. I'm just gonna, just jump back and be like, "Hey, man, I thought this was a gentleman's game, and you've dishonored me by breaking the rules of our agreement."
Dishonored curs.
What?
You owe me some children.
Yeah, roll as well. Can we get in on this?
I'm going to.
Uh-oh.
And you burnt my collection.
It's just enough now, yeah.
Well, I guess I gotta get
All right. Well,
Lumen.
I'm swinging with the axe, man. This guy's freaking pussy, trash talking bitch. We're going 12 plus 1.
That's a miss.
Um,
Gabriel, you
I
have
was going
6.
to.
Go ahead. What are you going to do?
He dropped his lance, right? I gotta get his lance and attack him with the lance.
Whoa.
Thirteen,
We'll treat it as
15. A 6.
The gloam in the armor screams in pain and anger. The armor blasts off its body as it turns into that flock of bird things instead of the other form that it can take of a gaunt man. And you haven't seen the last of me. And he flies up like the decaying dead bird swarm, and flies in through one of the windows on the west side of the castle. The second.
You guys all right? We good?
Is his horse still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
It also turned into birds or whatever.
Nope.
I got his lance.
Yep.
Yeah. Got his lance.
Yeah, the after he disappeared, the horse that he was riding on appears to be nothing more than a skeleton and rusted.
So it collapsed like on the bridge. Oh, okay.
No, he sent it off before the fight, and so it's on the other side of the dry riverbed in front of the palace. But yeah, so his powers of illusion, he was able to make that appear as a war horse. It was a war horse at one time, but a very long time ago. The entryway into the palace. There's no windows on the first level in the cored out granite section of the palace. The entranceway, there's an old portcullis.
Put it down.
It's halfway down. It's a wide entrance into the palace. This green mist kind of gives a green illumination to around the palace. Like
So
there's some.
That's the only
soft
entrance,
fluorescent
or
glow.
are there any curtain wall that will collapse so we can climb and get inside?
On the There's no curtain walls. It appears it was a palace built on this rocky outcropping in this narrow gore. And besides that front entrance, there's the tower towards the rear, crenellated tower. It has battlements. And on the west side of the second floor, you can see some windows, and at the front on the second floor there's a balcony. It's kind of lean.
What's the girl up there? I just sort of turn around and say, "Hey, little Violet, how you doing?" I try to console her. I would like to attempt.
We have to go into that
protection
frightening
of evil
castle.
on her. I'd like to cast the protection from evil on the little girl because it protects her from mental attacks and physical attacks. And
How old is she? Like 12? 8.
How old is she?
That's pretty young.
She is 8. 6.
It's old enough to hold a dagger, right?
6. You guys want to weapon her up? Violet Harrowmore.
6. Yeah.
Dark hair, dark
Probably
girl of
not.
6. Comes to a heuristic family. Sometimes you
Yeah, all right.
talking into her locket.
That locket might have some
So
magic.
she has something. Okay, I was going to give her an amulet. But,
She's not going to leave your side. She's not going to leave you guys. She's too scared. Let's put it that way.
And with the gloam on the
Sit
loose,
around by herself in a spooky forest.
I don't. At one point, I thought about shoving her in like a hollowed out tree trunk or something, but
Glamour
maybe
her
not a good
again.
idea. We'll be back, promise.
Just hide for 4 hours. We'll be back. I promise.
hey, let's let's check out that half the Portuguese.
Check out the cup.
Yeah, what do we see inside?
She can carry a lantern, right?
Key.
I got 2 torches left.
I got a
Anyone
lantern.
got any light?
Oh, lantern's better.
I got 2 torches left.
A 6-year-old with an open flame. Yeah, maybe the lantern's good.
To orientate the dungeon, if you would, north is the top and the entrance is at the top, so you're walking south. The entranceway is 30 feet wide as you pass under the old portcullis, and after a bit of distance, you can see that the wide passageway turns into 2 separate ones. 2 passageways leading off of each of these halls, but they all have portcullises down. They look old, like everything in here, rusted. So there's there's 2 portcullises on the west side of this 30-foot wide passage and 2 portcullises on the east side.
And have we already gone under the one that was partially open?
Yep. There's some rubble.
Do we hear anything? All right, so if we just check out maybe the portcullis that are closed. 1, do we see any mechanism on this side or beyond it?
Just check out maybe the portcullis.
Nope. You see beyond the portcullis, 1 passageway heads south and 1 heads west, and that's duplicated on the east side of the passageway. The hall goes
great to
south,
see you.
or you could go.
Yeah, Todd, glad you showed up. Try to lift this portcullis here, will you?
These are the 10-foot wide hallways. They did not. The PCs did not think that was.
What, Brexit or what?
No. I'm glad you could make.
I was asking your character, but
I'm glad everything got taken care
thanks
of.
for the info.
So Toth, you're in a castle entryway, and there's 4 portcullises, and they're down.
So no one tried knocking.
No one's trying to figure out
I mean,
what to do.
No, you can see through. I mean, this portcullis.
So no one tried knocking.
There was wasn't there like a second story, or like we can see windows on like a balcony that comes out on the outside? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but the front of not the rocky outcropping that it's built on, but that front of the palace. It looks really crumbly. So,
All right.
it would take a thief and or an assassin with their climb skill to clamber it.
Sure.
But how sturdy it is, you won't know until you get up there. And then would that be the west side of the west side of the palace on the second level, there are windows scattered here and about. The west side of the palace is just actually crumbled.
And based on what
And then that part of it is just,
Signe
the ruined pile.
had mentioned, like, do we believe this is the home of the Pale Knight, or did we just happen to encounter this structure?
He indicated that follow this trail and you're going to end up at the Pale
Oh yeah,
Knight's
talk. We have the girl with us.
Yep.
And we met Mr. Raggedy Bones again, and he wants her back, I think.
So on the first set of Hercules, what do we see beyond them? So it's just a corridor that goes east and west.
What do we see beyond that? It's just a corridor that goes east and west.
Yeah, there's let me try to explain this a little better, but basically, yes, through each portcullis, you're just seeing a hallway that goes into darkness. On the west side of the 30-foot wide passage you came in, one portcullis is blocking a passageway going west, and then another passageway to the south. The one on the east side kind of does the same thing. A portcullis blocks a passageway going to the east. With your light, you can see this one has stairs descending, and then the other passageway goes straight ahead. It looks like it stops and turns east as well. It's very quiet. It has a dank feel to the air.
The passage we're in, it ends after the second set of Hercules.
Yeah, when you come through the first portcullis, it's 30 feet wide, and that goes for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. Before then, it splits into these other passageways.
Okay.
So the middle section is stone.
Okay, let me see if I got it right.
No, they each form an L. So the portcullis, if that was the western one, you would have a portcullis on the left that passageway goes, and then perpendicular to it would be the other portcullis.
Oh,
And the passageway going down. What are you guys going to do? What are you doing?
Is it possible to climb up the crumbled wall? Is that what we were talking about?
Robo's doing.
And what were you going to do, Stu? What was the idea for the assassin?
That was a possibility.
Well, that's what I had asked about. That if we do not find any other means of getting through one of these passages, then maybe just trying to climb up is the way to go.
Could all of us climb up that? Is it like too dangerous? But we can't all, like, we couldn't put a knight up. Okay.
No, it's going to take a thief or an assassin with those climb wall skills to get up there. Once they're up, of course, they can lower a rope and belay, and that becomes possible.
And these other portcullises, they can't, or portculli, they can't, we can't lift them. They're just by normal. All right, let's do it. Toth, man, you want to try one of these things?
I haven't heard you guys try.
Let's try one.
So we know the west side is crumble.
Yes, Gabriel.
So we know the west side of the palace is crumble. So we could try like this one or this one, I guess.
And the west side side
let's
on the
try the
second
first
level,
one.
The west.
some windows here and there.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
Strength
and
is
Lumen, what's your
13,
strength?
I think. 12. It's 12.
You get it halfway up, but you'll need a little more help to do the old, like, the weightlifters.
Do we leverage it with a lance,
You and
maybe?
Todd got it
Or
like this.
stick,
A little more
stick an
help.
axe under there to hold it up?
Have we got it high enough up for everyone to get under?
I'll shove my axe under there just to hold
Yeah.
it. And if you guys want to go in here, man,
Yeah.
this is the time.
Roll a
Oh, that
saving
was a bad
throw
idea.
versus poison to make sure.
Yeah, really bad idea. Okay. Saving throw versus poison is an 11. 19.
Nice.
Toth, one of the rungs, iron bars that you picked up or pushing on
All right. Okay.
to hold it up, you can tell it's hollow. Not all the way, just in a section.
Okay. I'm going to mark the section, if at all possible, even if it's just with a dagger once everybody's through. Okay. I'm going to mark the section. I'm not going to try and pull the damn thing off or anything, because I have no idea what's going to happen if we do that.
You can yank it off quite easily with your 17 strength,
Nice.
and a rolled up scroll falls out. It's written in a language neither of anyone can read. It doesn't look like the Woldish
Okay.
of Averone, and it's definitely not Rom'Myrian script. And this passageway goes west.
We have a lantern.
For right now, you get your torches.
Try let's carry a lantern.
Torch. You have a lantern? Okay, and that's 40 feet. This is 40 or
So,
60.
by the way, I want to take my axe out
Details.
and lower the portcullis if we can. That means we don't have a way to go, but
I want to take my
I mean, if you guys want to check it out a little bit further, I don't have a weapon, but just putting that out there. I'd like to get my axe back.
Could we try to spike both sides into the surrounding stone frame?
I think, or is there something else to put underneath it?
into the surrounding stone frame.
But I have some spikes and a hammer. I'm happy to try to pop
Oh.
one on both sides.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, a torch provides a 30-foot radius. It says nothing about lanterns, so I'm going to call lanterns 50 feet. So that passageway west goes 50 feet.
All right. Okay, we want to get Lumen's axe out,
Far as you can
but
see.
before we basically take it out, I'd like to try to
Further.
put an iron spike on both sides of the surrounding frame where the portcullis is currently raised to see that when he takes his axe out, if it'll stay up.
Yeah, I'm right up there. Yeah, I'll be in front of these sissies.
And if the girl is carrying the lantern, maybe put her in the second row so she can light the way ahead, but also be surrounded.
Talk you up for being on the front line.
I have no problems with that at all. Just, element of surprise and lack of that sort of thing.
I go it's behind. So I
can lurk in the back.
I can use the lance.
All of a sudden, you see Toth in Lumen's. They freeze, and their eyes are rolling back in their head, and they're
Can I get a
twitching
saving
a little
throw on
bit.
that one?
Can I get a saving throw on that one?
No, what I need is everyone but Toth and Lumen to
Put a thumbs up when I'll just take my headset off.
no, click off your audio so you can't hear anything. I don't know if you can do that. Yeah, take your headset and we'll give it a thumbs up and down. Okay. You two guys are now in front of your patron, your gods. There's Draknithnum or whatever for Toth, and the horrid amputated Ook. And they're saying you both have performed well in their services, and the chaos void that has been created with the destruction of the Black Beast has opened up this plane to chaos. The forces of chaos. While Ook is not opposed to the chaos part, it seems to be a force that fields many undead. And so the lawful Drac and the chaotic Ook have decided that they need to talk to you guys about getting this done. Also, while they want you to know, it's come to their attention that there is a couple of items in this palace that is useful in the service of your gods. For Toth, it is known as a morning candle, and also the crown of
duty, like duty, or no, more like purpose.
Purpose, yes, and Ook, the blood knife, and the ring of Calabraxis. These are items that have been long hidden from us to weaken our hold here. Find those, carry those in our honor, and use them.
Gotcha.
Okay, thumbs up, and then
Back on audio.
This.
Wow, that was weird.
Wait for Gabriel, and then I'll ask what we saw exactly. So
Are you guys telling or not?
So we see them like take a moment, and their eyes roll back in their head, and then what happens?
Then they come out of it. And they're just in this for about, it looks like,
Was Violet affected?
5 to 10 seconds. Not very long at all.
Like what was that all about?
Yeah, what's up? Are you okay?
Nope.
We have work to do here, gentlemen.
They sound like the same, or has anything changed in their...
I'm just going to say the hidden hand has spoken and has shown the way.
Voices or
We have
How would you tell?
work to do,
Ask.
I'm just gonna say that
and
spoken and shown
we got to get started. I mean, come on. I don't know how much we can say about this. I don't mind spilling the whole beans, but for the sake of mystery, what do you think, Tosh? Well, my God has spoken and has mentioned things that we must
It's up
find.
to you. It's up to you.
well, my God has spoken.
I guess I'd look over at Toth and be like, "What's your deal? How do you feel about this?"
My God has also spoken, and I've got things to do. Apparently, sounds like fun.
So
Which is a rarity in this job.
So now you hear voices in your heads. Okay.
I'm just going to get down and start praying. I'm just going to pray right now. I'm just going to like weird out on everybody a bit.
So I mean, I'd probably just bring up like, so are
Yeah,
we
I think
still
they-
here?
I think
We're
there's
in agreement. We're gonna
Weird.
look for the Pale Knight's cloak or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
And the south hallway goes as far as your light will reveal. 20 feet down, there's a door on the east wall. And now you also hear soft sounds of music far down the hall. Not like the weird haunting melodies that the farthing name was playing on his chin. This is more like stringed instruments playing an exquisite piece of work.
What do you say about just sort of sneaking down there, Stu? Just sort of like checking it out.
Let's check that door first.
Sneaking down there.
Got to go past the door to get to the music, so I better check the door first.
Check the door first.
The door takes a bit of a shove to open. There's a large round table, broken chairs, a long desk with cabinets. The room is large. It's 50 by 50.
Just mostly broken furniture then. Mostly broken furniture then.
Desk and drawers, cabinet, yeah. Large round.
Are we going to murder her with the place and just, check everywhere, make sure there's nothing hidden, and then move on? Are we going to murder her with the place and just
No other exits to the room.
there's nothing hidden, and then move on?
No other exits.
Okay.
Nope.
Then up ahead, aside from the light source, aside from the music, was there a light source that we see up ahead?
Then up ahead, aside from the light source, aside from the source that we see
Okay.
up ahead?
Yeah. Yep. It would have been a soft. It's the soft glow of torches and/or candles spilling out from a room. So that way you can tell, I guess, it's quite a ways down the hall. The hall.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk down first and try to sneak. Since I don't have to carry a light source that would give me away.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk down first and try to sneak. So I don't have to carry a light source that would give me away.
Oh, before we
There's
exit?
something moving in the cabinet
Sorry. Okay.
in the room.
Before we exit?
Okay.
Yes. Well, I'm saying you're out in the hall, Veridel, and these guys, you're all about to leave, I guess, and then one of you catches the sound of something moving in the cabinet on the desk.
Let's see what it is.
Let's see what it is.
Lo and behold,
Whoa.
it's a terrified, confused, hungry,
What do you look like, an
dirty
orphan?
child. Looks like a 9-year-old boy hiding in the cabinet.
Well, I console him. I try to make him feel better, even though he's probably
He's
a demon.
shaking, of course.
Make him feel better, even though he's probably a demon.
The story is, I was playing near an old gnarled tree. I slipped. Ended up in here. It was yesterday, maybe? I've had to hide from all sorts of haunted beings. The place smells of blood and rot. I swear I heard another child not long ago screaming for her life. His name
What
is
can we call him?
Rudri Uldhirsen, if you care.
What's his name?
So now you're up to 2 children.
Rudri. Rudri's
His
good. I
name
can call him
is-
Rudri.
Rudri Uldhirsen.
Rudri's good. I can call him Rudri.
Yep, and he's got a piece of cheese that he's been nibbling on. He found it in the kitchen, but then he said that he was chased out of the kitchen by these horrid creatures. And they look skeletal.
Ooh.
The one had a mustache.
Probably the chef.
Yes, probably the chef. Yeah.
Well, I try to clean him up in a little bit and we try to make him feel better. What do you say, guys? Did Stu see anything else down the hall? Did you go down the hall yet, Stu?
I think we're waiting for that to resolve.
Okay.
Did you see anything else down the hall? Did you go down the hall?
The 2 kids.
– 40 feet down from that old meeting room that you just left is another door on the east wall. 30 feet beyond that is another door. And at 60 feet is where you see
Okay.
lights
At the end?
spilling out.
When I encounter more rooms on the way, I would probably go back and then propose we incrementally move forward to the rooms before I go check out the source of the light and music.
That's fine.
Sounds good.
Before I go check out the source.
Are we going to tie up and gag the kids and leave them in this first room?
Tie up and gag the kids and leave them in this first room.
Will they both fit in the cabinet, Jay? Maybe. Yeah. Squeeze them back in and out of the way.
Oh boy.
I don't like
Yeah.
that idea. That's not cool, boss.
Squeeze them back in and out of the way. Oh
You thinking of stashing the kids in the cabinet?
So, I mean, the gloam is still in this complex somewhere as well.
Party is.
Oh, is it? Oh, even better. Just leave them there.
So, I mean, the gloam is still in this complex somewhere as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, even better. Just leave them there.
Yes.
Well, I think it's going to be cumbersome to go, like, bring them with. I am hesitant to shove them in a cabinet and leave them.
Well, I think it's going to be cumbersome to go, like, bring them with. I am hesitant to.
Just because he's a paladin doesn't make him lawful nice. Just because he's a paladin doesn't make him lawful nice.
No. And I look at the forces of law and chaos in the Moorcock way. Michael Moorcock. Like law is not.
And children are the very epitome of disorder, therefore. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we should do it. I think we should take them with us. You guys want to vote on it? That's fine.
Well, I don't think we should.
I'm good with them coming with us. I mean, although she makes a pretty good torchbearer.
Yeah, let's.
And bait.
She makes a pretty good torchbearer.
I can go with bait. Bait's good.
We could offer her up, but not give her over.
Okay. So.
Go with bait. Bait's good.
We
can offer her up, but not give her over.
Rudry and Violet, they hold hands and they take turns.
Excuse me a second.
So we're moving down the hall.
Excuse me a second.
We're
we
attacked
check
by a pack of
those doors
bulldogs.
as we go down the hallway.
We check those doors as we go down the hallway.
Another rotting door that's easy to push open. The room has too many shadows in it. Your torches should be making it light up more, but the room just keeps like closing in on a light, so to speak, and it makes for an appearance of too many shadows in the room. Shelves and sacks.
So it looks like there is like dead space in the room where the light just reflects a shadow on the floor.
There is like dead space in the room where the light just reflects a shadow on the floor.
The light casts shadows off in things, any of the objects, but the shadows are bigger, or there's too many of them. Like that is not natural. Like when, like say there's a table and your light where you would have a shadow of the table. There
What's
might
the
be
vibe here?
another
Is it
shadow
feeling
of
evil?
the table over here and another shadow of the table to the left of it.
What's the vibe here? For evil?
This whole place is permeated
Evil
with
mid-century modern
the
furniture.
stench of chaos.
Well, I step forward. I'll be like, by the power of the hidden hand, step forward, dark creatures, and try to turn something. You know, try to project, clerical energy into the space.
Did you take turn armoire as a spell?
Yeah.
Did you take turn armoire as a spell?
No, the light seems to still be working incorrectly. Too dark, shadow angles wrong. Now occasionally the shadows are dripping mud and soil. Some unbroken jars on shelves. And there, that pile of clothing. Filthy clothing. And this room is, for the mapper, this room is for 20 by 20.
Well, I can only fit a couple of us. I don't know. We should physical examination, guys. Throw a torch over there. You guys could prod it with a lance.
We
Yeah, I was thinking torch on the big pile of dirty clothes.
Got it with a lance?
There's another screaming child under them.
Probably.
Big pile of dirty clothes. There's another screaming child under them.
Well, yeah, I'll chuck mine on quite happily.
Toth, are you grabbing one of the torches?
At the moment, yes. Obviously, I was going to drop that and bring out the two-handed hammer if anything does occur, but I've got otherwise torch and mace.
Drop that and bring out the two-handed hammer if anything does occur, but I've got otherwise torch
Okay.
and mace.
The dirty, filthy clothes light up real easily and
Good.
burn to death all the lice that was infesting it.
Stand there and hear them pop for a while, and move on to the next room.
Stand there and hear them pop for a while. Move on to the next room.
Okay. The next room down is 10, 20, 30 feet. So now you can hear, now you're farther down the hall, this door that you're standing in, the one that is the open door is 30 feet beyond the one you're standing in front of. So the music is, you can hear it clearly. It's like string instruments being played. There sounds to be like the clatter of like plates or like people are at dinner.
I am happy to try to sneak ahead and take a peek.
It's 9:30.
Did we check that second door? We haven't checked that second door, the third door.
The third. No.
Oh,
Did we check that second door? We haven't checked the second door. The third door.
Yep. So there's a total of 4 on this.
We should just take a quick look in there,
Hold on for a second, gentlemen. I gotta check something out.
How many? There's 3 doors, isn't there? Was it 40 foot, 30 foot, and 60 foot? Am I written that down wrong?
There's 3
60
doors.
feet, I think, was the end of the hallway, but I know there was 3 on the east side.
60 feet, I think, was the
We checked out 2 of
that
them.
includes the one that we went into first, doesn't it?
3 on the east
Yep.
side.
Right.
This location.
So I think we should just check out that third one and then see what this music's all about. See if they could, play something different.
Just check out
They take requests.
See if they could, play something different.
Standing outside this door, it smells of death. Like you warriors have smelt the dead on battlefields.
Let's keep it close.
You know what the stench of death is.
Keep it closed.
Keep it closed.
You want to crack that thing, Todd?
I will go in. Just go and have a look. Bring up old Jifra. Give her a spin.
I will go in. Just go and have a look. Bring up old Jifra. Give her a spin.
Oh, opening the door, powerful smell, blood, rot. You can see dead humans on the benches and shelves. There's a boiling
I would need that
cauldron.
cheese.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
Hey, look at the keys. Did you took the cheese from there?
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Hey, look at the keys. Did you took the cheese from there?
Yeah, and then I had to run out because I guess it's just these creatures came in and look what they were preparing on another table. You can see
That's dark.
5 children, each prepared differently. Skeletal, salted and dried, boiled, baked in
Is there anybody in here?
garlics,
Any creatures?
rats,
Anything moving?
roasted.
Is there anybody in here? Any creatures? Anything moving?
A skeletal person dressed in grimy, comes walking into the room carrying like a platter or tray with empty dishes. He's like, "What are you doing here? Intruders, get out of my kitchen!" And he throws the plate aside, and he gives this like little "ooh" sound, and the
there's another entrance to this room.
Prepared differently, start to move.
He came walking behind us.
No, he came walking in behind the door that you guys came in.
A skeleton snuck up on us? I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
he just came walking in. Yep, while you guys moved.
I'm gonna.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, nice.
He's wearing a chef's apron. He does have dry pieces of skin all over him.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
So roll initiative.
9. How do you roll a 9?
We're not doing D8.
Whoa.
It's D6, in which case that'll be a 7 then. Tell you what, I'll roll that again. Ignore that one.
No.
It's a D6.
It's D6, in which case that'll be a 7 then.
No, I really haven't.
Have you been rolling D8s this whole time?
Yeah. Can I stick with the first option?
Man, Toth is on
Okay, I have a
roll. He just
question.
gets ahead of everybody.
All right, so I can turn undead. What's the effect of turning undead if they're in a closed space? Do they try to run away?
They cower.
They cower, so they might be easier to kill. That's the thing I'm going to do.
They try to run away.
I'm gonna just step forward and the hidden hand speaks demon creature things, whatever.
You're going to turn?
I'm gonna just step forward. The hidden hand.
3rd level.
Demon creature thing. Whatever.
Okay, you're 3rd level.
14.
You get a 9 or you need a 9 or better on a D20 to turn. Yep, it screeches at the sound
It can't flee the room. It's in an enclosed space, and we're in the
of
doorway.
your god's symbol and
Can it?
flees the room.
I'm just saying. I don't.
Can it? I'm just saying. I don't.
Well, the room is 50
Okay,
feet deep
all right.
by 30 feet
All right, I
wide,
thought it was smaller.
30 feet north to south. And you guys walked into the room. You all walked into the room.
I thought it was smaller.
Walking by
looking
us,
around
running by us.
and stuff, and then he comes in. What are you doing in my kitchen? And attacks. And then you just turned it and it runs away. But there's still undead children crawling out of cupboards and ovens and cauldrons.
Everyone leave and bar the door.
You guys.
Not a bad idea.
Everyone leave and bar the door. Not a bad idea.
Can Stu or one of the others take a shot at the skeleton guy before he breaks the room?
Actually, yeah, would he wait till his turn to exit?
Can Stu or one of the others take a shot at the skeleton guy before he breaks
Okay.
the room? Actually, yeah, would he wait till his turn to exit?
Yes.
So the children aren't advancing
Yeah, so if
because
someone
they've been
wants to
turned.
get a shot,
They're just
So the children aren't advancing because they've been turned.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
well,
Okay,
the children
putting it all together.
are behind you in the
I'm gonna try
rear
to
of the
reach
kitchen.
the running skeleton with a spear. Try to make it. Try
I'm going to try
clip.
to reach the running
Make it fall.
with a spear, try to make it, try
18 plus 2, 20.
to make it fall.
Okay.
18 plus 2, 20.
Okay.
You trip
I
it up and
rolled
it
a,
falls down.
that's a 9
It falls
to hit.
down in the hallway.
Okay. I rolled a 9.
But then I say we move outside and then just shut the door.
But then I say we move outside and then just shut the door.
And the crawling undead children move in closer.
So they haven't
Back of
been
the kitchen,
turned.
coming forward towards you all. There's 5 of them.
So they haven't been turned.
Toss, what's up, man?
Well, I'm
try to turn
debating stepping out into the hallway and braining the other one while it's lying on the floor. Or helping you try and kill the other 5. I'm not quite sure where to go yet.
I'm with you, man. I'm backing up if you're backing up. So, Stu thinks we should shut the door.
I concur.
Does the door open inward or outward?
Stu thinks we should shut the door.
From the hallway's perspective, I guess. Let's go with that.
Inward or outward?
Um,
From the hallway's perspective, I guess.
it opens inwards.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to step into the hallway and take a swing at the. Is it prone on the floor?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to step into the hallway and
smack it with my hammer, as they say.
Is it prone on the floor?
Yes, it is.
It's 14.
Mm-hmm.
14.
That's a 6, 7, 8,
That's
9,
it,
9, 10, 11. Sorry, 11.
9.
D8, that's
10. 11. Sorry, 11.
You smash it on the hip where its hip bones are, and so now it's got left is its 2 arms to try to crawl away very slowly. It takes nothing to
That's what we're going to do then.
step forward. And
Does that have any adverse effect on the other 5?
Good. That's what we're going to do.
No. Okay.
Does that have any adverse effect on the other 5?
Even if we can't bar the door
No.
because it opens inward, I think maybe just stepping outside and poking at them, like forcing them all to come single file through the door would be
Yeah.
I think maybe just stepping outside,
advantageous.
poking at them.
Yep, definitely.
Forcing them all to come single file through the door would be advantageous.
Has the music sound changed or anything different from up the hall?
Anything
the
coming
music sound
up
changed?
the hall? Any movement?
No,
Anything coming?
nothing's.
Any movement?
You don't see anything coming down the hallway to the north of you or the south of you. You can hear the music and conversation in that.
Do we need to roll initiative again, Jay, or are we just going to play this out?
Do we need to roll initiative again, Jay, or are we just going to play this out?
Trying to think of how to play this
I mean,
out. 'cause
if
you're gonna
the children
stand at
can
the
come in
doorway.
crawling on the floor, they wouldn't be able to open the door, even if it's if it opens inward.
They wouldn't be able to open the door, even if
Well, I could push them back far enough so that we could, maybe I could turn them back and get out of there clean.
turn back far enough. Yeah, maybe I could turn him back, get out of there clean.
We just start killing undead children. Thanks, Jake.
Start getting undead without, the children part on the end.
There you go. They're not just anymore.
Small undead humanoids.
There we go. They're an abomination. They're an abomination unto my God. They must be destroyed.
All right, let's try the door and then see what happens, right?
So you're not
Let's try
closing
the
the
door
door.
plan.
Let's try the door and see what happens, right?
Oh, good.
Let them
The
do
door is
that.
closed.
They wouldn't be able to open it.
Scratching against the door.
Oh, good. Let them do that.
The smell of roasted garlic actually is cutting through some of the smell of death. So at least
So they weren't inviting any vampires to the feast. That's good to know.
So what's the play?
Any vampires to the feast.
Let's check the place where the voices and music is coming.
Let's play. Let's check the place where the voices and music is coming.
and Toth, the cauldron at the back of the kitchen
Oh, okay.
throbs with evil.
Oh,
But I'm taking it, you guys, I just want to note that, but you guys are all out in the hall and you have the door closed.
Was there another door prior to where it opens up with the light, or no? Okay. Was there another door prior to where it opens up with the light?
Yeah, no. Nope. The next doorway is an open doorway,
All right.
where the sound of music and
I'm happy to skulk ahead.
basically it
Try
sounds
to
like a
just
dinner party.
peek and take a look, and get a visual, and come back. I'm happy to skulk ahead and try to just peek and take a look. It is 49.
Okay, what's your move
All right.
silently?
That is fine.
I am going to roll it, if you do not mind on this occasion.
That is fine.
You sneak up. You feel that you're doing a really good job. And you're looking in, and there are 4 pale, slightly, I guess they have a ghoulish appearance, armored men in chainmail. Their ears are pointed. And one of them is sitting in a position to look across the table and see you looking in. And it's like, oh, visitors! Wonderful! Why don't you come on in? There's music to be had, good food. It's been nice to be able to take a break after long campaigning. And this guy looks, besides the fancy chainmail.
So this is just Stu who's seeing this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He seems to be in a late state of decay. And he has this perfumed rag that he keeps on sniffing. So he seems to be a bit of a dandy, though he's
okay.
There's weapons
So
on the
I guess
table.
behind like the door frame, I would kind of motion for people to move forward, and and I'll make one attempt at like I'd probably put my hand down low to represent maybe a short person and like point outside the room, and then I would take a step inside. Yeah, who doesn't like music and food? Thank you for the warm welcome. What are we celebrating?
Our master is here on official business. You know,
Where is he?
all that diplomatic mucky muck stuff. We had to travel from the quiet
And
side.
where is your master now?
I hope we don't have to stay long. High level talks.
And oh, sorry, I missed
Pale
it.
Knight, who resides here. We are the
Vullen?
personal guard of Bishop Vullen. Vullen. Bishop Vullen. They're the personal guard. Where's this music coming from? Skin-covered skeletons and tattered regalia are playing damaged instruments. Often some sheet music. There's a large, long table. About 12 chairs. There's filled. 4 of the chairs are filled. At the head of the seat of the table, there's also a dented crown. Meal looks delicious. Smells like chicken, but it's all blood stained. There's also child bones and crude artistic sculptures lit with black candles atop, and that's the centerpiece.
Well, great. I think some of my other companions are still walking down the hall. Let me just go check on them real quick, and I'll walk outside.
Oh, there's more companions. And they stand up, all four of them. Two of them make a move to block the exit out.
I think at that point, I would try to
Don't
beat
be
them
so
to the
rude.
door.
Take a seat.
Can we hear anything down the hall, Jay?
Roll initiative.
I mean, hopefully we're already moving if you saw me motion. But
Yeah, well, there was that too.
Yeah, you hear Veridel talking.
Yeah, I'm coming up. I'm right there with it.
Are we all rolling initiative, or just Verdal? I'm rolling a
Yeah, we
D6
can all
this time.
roll initiative. I think it's appropriate.
Okay, right.
Okay, Toth, I think is...
Sorry, my dog's attacking me under the table. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, I'm going to step into the room and basically take a swipe at the nearest of these knights. Try and force them back, if nothing else. That would be, so that's a nice 19 on this. We've got 20, 21, 22, and, yep, so 22. Six in total.
Okay. You bite deep into its shoulder. Slow pumping coagulated blood seeps out, and you stagger it, and it steps back. Who's next on the?
Can I just get we're in a room that's
Lumen,
big. There's two of them closest to us because they went to the door, and there's two of them deeper in the room, including the leader. Exits from the room?
Yep, on the other side of the dining room table.
Not apparent.
So,
And it's a long room. How big?
not apparent.
Okay, it's a big one. All right, good. All right, go
It's
ahead, Stu.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 by 60.
so with Toth charging in, I was probably still
Looks
trying
like
to make
at
a
one
beeline
time it
for
was
the
in the
door.
morning dining.
So I think I'm still going to head that direction, but maybe I'll pop out the door, but I'll throw a dagger at one of the other ones that's not engaged with Toth. So I think I'm still going to head that direction, but maybe that is a 13.
Okay, roll the hit.
Total. No takebacks. You said it
That's
was
a hit. No, it's not. Sorry. I got an AC 50.
Well, I'm jumping in. I'm just right next to Tom. I'll take the second
so
one who's near
Lumen
the
and
door.
Cree.
That's a 3.
Right next to Tom. I'll take the second one near the door.
Okay.
That's a 3.
It ducks you, tosses aside its
Attack with a spear from second rank
long sword.
to the one that's fighting both.
Okay.
No, that's just an 8, I guess.
That is a miss. Okay, that's it. The one that threw down his sword. Lumen is attacking you with his dirty crack.
What's your save versus paralysis? Because they sound like ghouls.
Mine? I don't know. Let's see what the world has to say. Paralysis is 14.
Okay, it strikes you once for...
Oh, that blows.
1
All right,
point
let's do this thing, guys.
and
This is
roll
it.
versus paralysis.
I rolled a 6.
Lumen goes limp, crashes to the floor. The two on the other side
doesn't
chair. Stop! There's no need for this violence.
Doesn't Lumen has a couple of points of AC for being next to Todd for his protection?
I did roll a 6, though.
Yes.
No, his attack.
No, his attack. I got to remember that when you guys are around Todd,
okay, I'll put it on my little list.
class is improved by 2. Keep that in mind.
I mean, that's if the creature still
I'm too busy
hits
trying to kill you.
That's okay.
I can't tell. I can't remember. Gabriel, I think you rolled. I think I rolled a 17, and they got a +2, so that would have been a 19.
By the way, tell me about paralysis. How long does it last?
Okay, let's roll initiative.
Or, I mean, you don't have to tell me how long it lasts, but I'm basically down to the next round or two, right? I can live with uncertainty.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel like you got some toxin coursing through your veins that just like stiffened you up, lost motor control, and fell down. So, I got a 2 for initiative. We got to do another little thingy. Because the ghouls ended with one attacking Lumen and the leader calling for a halt to this violence. And they get a 5 for initiative.
All right, so it's Kree, I guess.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Which one is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stu, is your line the one for this combat round?
I'm going
so I have a 2. These are my 5.
Okay, I'm gonna drag Lumen's body out of the room.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to stand outside with the kids, basically motion for them to stand against the wall and like be quiet. And I guess I'm just going to stand in the doorway, like readying another dagger in case things continue.
Is everybody out of the room then, effectively, apart from me? Yeah, okay, I'm just going to step back into the doorway, because we've got our backs to that already, and just sort of stand there with my hammer.
Okay. You look like, perhaps we got off on a bad foot. Let me introduce myself. I'm Emrilka. and we're of the chivalric order of the MAggot. We're not those despicable ghouls that eat their prey living in raw. That's
Is Jay's audio bad for anyone else?
pious. We
chopping.
slay the
Yeah, Jay, it was pretty choppy, man. We couldn't hear you.
civilized manner. What
Yeah, coming chopping.
chopping?
Pretty choppy, man. We can hear you.
Okay, let's see.
That was okay.